Shalom, family. I pray all is well with the righteous. We've done something. The Most High had me to stumble upon something accidentally, and this is how it happens sometimes. He will have us stumble upon something, and we had a family coming out, and I was getting the verse up to copy and paste. Long story short, once I put it in, something happened that normally happens sometimes. I see all these different translations, and sometimes I just stroll through them and look at all these translations. It's pitiful. You got all these different translations of the Bible. And for this particular scripture that I pulled up, I froze. The Most High finally, he had me to freeze and read through them. And this is what I did. And when I read through them, of course, I started seeing things. We've heard, you've heard, the KJV version is all we need. It's the best version. All those other versions are trash. We've heard this. The new KJV is trash. Guess what? All the versions are trash. You saw them. You saw the message. The message about the KJV and the new KJV. Something wrong with the scripture. Something wrong with the Bible. You saw it. There are many translational error problems. So after reading through, and yes, some of them are horrible. Some of them incorrect. You just changed the meaning. This is not right. And so we will cast that to the side. If it's a word that's wrong in everything else in context, we can fix the word that is wrong. So what we have here, the Most High, I started grabbing notes, and this is what you see here on the screen. The first one of the series, this will be titled Flee Babylon Translation Series. There will be different parts, and when you see them, of course, there should be a playlist with all of them together. When you see and hear them, no one will be able to tell you, is Flee Babylon spiritual or physical? You will never make that statement again. We're supposed to flee. We're supposed to come out of her ways, because this is what was said. This is what is heard. If flee Babylon doesn't mean to flee the land, that's not what he's talking about. Come out of her system. You can't flee Babylon. It's everywhere. One of the things we found out going through this, Jeremiah 50 and 8 is first. And all you're going to hear is Jeremiah 50 and 8. This is what you're going to hear. The one thing about these translations, these different translations from these different Bibles, they all pretty much saying the same thing. The KJV and the new KJV is saying almost. Some of them with a little twist, with a sprinkle of, like you sprinkle lemon on your fish. This is what it's like, and it's giving it zest, zing, a tangy tasting. And it makes you say, ooh, nice. So let's begin. Let's see. Will people be confused after this? The Most High is making this thing for those that's straddling the fence, to those that's listening to leaders, elders. He's going to make it abundantly clear. You have been sadly mistaken, and you have been deceived, and you are caught dead believing a man instead of the Most High. All right, I'm not going to read where they're from. You see the blue? This is where it's from. Anyone wants to check it out, they can check it out. I'm just going to read through. The first one, flee out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flock. Once again, this is what the KJV and the new KJV says. Go forth out the land. This is the part we don't understand. Go forth out of the land. The next one, wander away from the midst of Babylon and go out of the land of the Chaldeans. Be like the male goats who serve as leaders at the head of the flocks. Now you got to remember this, because this is different than what we're going to see. Something a little different than what we see in the KJV, in the new KJV. And it brings out a little more clarity on it because we're not shepherds. We don't have flocks. Flee out the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats who serve as examples and as leaders in the flight before the flock. It say go ahead. It's saying go ahead of the crowd. This is what my family and I did. We went ahead of the crowd. We didn't flee from behind. The Most High said you better flee. You better flee when you find out this information. You see, another thing that prompted this, I've had people that say, well, we're going to come out on this date. And they're giving a later date when we're already late. Very late. Everybody coming out from this time forward, you coming out from behind. You actually didn't do what the scriptures say to do. We got people that's like lot lingering in the lands of captivity. And that's dangerous. Now, wander far from Babylon. Get out of that country. Uh-oh. Get out of that country. Does this sound like it's spiritual? Does this sound like Babylon everywhere and you can't leave? No. Get out of that country. This is what you've been hearing on this channel. Like the rams of the flock, lead the way home. You're being told, look at this. You're being told, lead the way home. See, there was an awakening. When the awakening happened, people got this message. Come out of Babylon. They got this message, and they still in Babylon. They ain't leading the way home. Most of them will not come out. They're not really awakened. Escape from Babylonia, my people. Get out of that country. Don't wait for anyone else. We got people sitting in the country, know they need to flee. They have their passports. They know they know we're supposed to go into the wilderness. They know this, but they waiting on the elder. You see why those wicked elders said all those other translations, they trash. You see why they make that statement? Don't pay no. All we need is the KJV. They don't want you to see this. They do not want to see this. They can't teach this. When you got another motive, no another alternative, you can't teach stuff like this. Don't wait for anyone else. That pastor will have to tell you, that leader will have to tell you, this is telling you, don't wait for me. When it comes to fleeing, that's between you and your family and the Most High. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And see, that's what I have to tell people. I ain't got nothing to do with your fleeing. That's between you, your family, and the Most High. We are in a time of urgency. And you got to do this thing quickly. You're going to see that. You got to move quickly. You finish these series, you're going to understand the urgency. And I've been saying it. Babylon has been in a state. Listen, they're in a state of emergency for decades. We're in a state of emergency more than them. And we act like everything's good. Run away from Babylon. Leave the land of the Babylonians. Be like the goats that lead the flock. People of Yasharah, run away from Babylonia. Run away from Babylon. Leave the country. Be the first to leave. Look at that. It's telling you and I, be the first to leave. My family and I, when we found out, we wasn't waiting for anyone to tell us when to leave. We were like, okay, Abba, give us a date and time. As soon as we found out, he gave us a date. He gave us a time that we should be out, and we did it. With his help, we did it. Be the first to leave. Flee out the midst of Babylon. Go forth out the land. This isn't spiritual. What's wrong with our people? The curses of Deuteronomy 28. Madness, confusion, blindness. They groping around in the noonday. They have no sense of urgency. They pretend like everything's all right. And your money? Stick with the series. Stick with these series. Because these series going to touch your money. These rich leaders. It's going to hit these rich leaders so hard. That's why they're not bringing this out. They will never. They can't. They will be teaching against themselves. Go forth out the land of the Chaldean and be as the meek in front of the flocks. There is a flock of people flocking out of countries within the borders. And he's saying we need to be the first. We need to lead the way. Be a leader. But now, get out of Babylon and fast as you can. See, fast as you can. This is a sense of urgency. See, we got people saying, we got time. We got time. Don't worry. Don't let anybody rush you out. You're going to see contradictory according to this. That's not what the Father means. He didn't say take your time. He didn't tell Lot take your time. It was a sense of urgency. He had to get Lot out fast as he can. And Lot was fighting against him. Fast as you can. You better do this thing quickly. Do not delay. Be rid of that Babylonian country. Be rid of it. On your way. Good sheepdogs lead. But don't you be led. Uh-oh. Don't you let no man lead you. How many times you've heard on Yahuah is One channel, don't listen to man, listen to the Most High. Don't let man lead you. Most men today, most of our people in these groups, they being led to the slaughter. You're going to see it. I'm sorry. You're going to see it. We got people in them groups talking about they in the truth. They being led, they are flock being led to the slaughter. They're not with this flock. Be in front of the flock. They ain't with this flock. We got two different flocks going on. One flock gonna stay still and do nothing. The other flock gonna sense of urgency and emergency. Because the Most High is gonna act. And when he act, it's no stopping. You better not be led. Don't be led by them pastors and elders and whatever they call themselves, bishops. Whatever title they give themselves, they're giving it to themselves. Lead the way home. Lead the way home. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm rallying a host of nations against Babylon. This is what we've been teaching. This is not taken out of context. This is what he's saying. Look and see what I'm doing. Don't you see what I'm doing? Says the Most High. I'm rallying a host of nations, just as the scripture says, against Babylon. They come out of the north, attack, and take her. Oh, they know how to fight. People think they don't know how to fight. The Most High said they know how to fight. These armies, they never come home empty-handed. Babylon is ripe for the picking. All of her plunders will fill their bellies. It's trouble time. It's trouble. People, get out of Babylon quickly. Do it fast. Do it quick. You better get out of there quickly. You better leave that land quickly. Leave the land of Babylonian. Be the first to depart. They're saying the same thing mostly, isn't it? Be the first to depart. Be like the male goats that lead the herd. But now, flee from Babylon. Leave the land of the Babylonians. Like the male goats at the head of the flock. Lead my people home again. Notice, we're going to see exactly where the people coming out of. And we're going to see exactly where the people should be. Lead my people home. Where's our home? You part of the covenant. You know the covenant of Abraham made to your seed, to your descendants. I have given this land. You're part of that covenant. If you're in covenant with him, then you're supposed to know how to lead his people home again. And this is what we had to do. And the Most High used these people to lead many home. Get out of Babylon while you can. Get out while you can. You're still alive. That's another thing we're going to see. The death that's coming to her. And while you yet live, there's something you have to do. Leave behind this land of the Chaldeans. Be like the ghost at the head of the flock. Lead the way home. We're being told we got to do this thing and do it quick. It's a time of urgency. Let no one tell you you got time. Let no one give you some false teaching. We're going to come out this way or that way. You be the first. You and your family. Be the first to be out of her. Number one, two's coming up next. Shalom.